Welcome to the No Bull Political Arena. With your hosts, Sophia Nelson, Bill O'Reilly, Brian Mistro, and TJ McCormick. It's real voices, raw politics, and no bullshit. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Political Arena. I'm here with my buddy TJ McCormick. Of course, this is Brian Mistro. Appreciate you joining us tonight. We're going to do something we haven't done yet, TJ, on our show, and we're going to read through some of the comments that we're getting across some of the platforms and so forth. So this is going to be fun. Let's see here. I've got to move this right over here. And let's go ahead and get through some of these. The very first one, Brian, you're much better looking and smarter than TJ.
Okay, that comes
looks legit.
Well, a lot of
sight
impaired people enjoy
yeah,
radio.
Don't forget to make it home on time for supper tonight.
Well
all right,
played.
no, we're gonna get into some really good ones.
Well played.
So we've got this has me shitting my britches. This is regarding the.
Is that the listener's name?
No. That's what he said. This is about the part one of the interview that we dropped down with Denver Riggleman.
Denver.
Yeah. So thank you for that. That was a really good interview. Oh my God. And part two, folks, just so you know, we split that one in half. We are dropping teasers right now. So if you're watching, I don't know what platform you're watching on, but if you want to catch some teasers, either from X or from YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and you'll see it. We're dropping teasers right now for part two.
Excellent.
So you can get caught up on some of that. Let's see here. This one is from Curtis Perry. Curtis says, just remember the Nazi Party was a minority party and was supported by less than half the population of Germany. Once Hitler got into power, he could not be removed. What's happening in this country is exactly what happened in Germany in the 1930s. Look how that turned out. So I'm not a political historian. I know you aren't either, TJ. I'll bounce this one over to you in just a second. Sure. I think there are a lot of similarities and there's not.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that are happening right now that could be seen as some of the similarities. I share a lot of those views, honestly. I really do. And I've said so on air, I've said so off air, I've said so in different other podcasts I've done outside of this show. So one of the differences, as I understand it, though, in the 30s was their economy was trashed. And number two, they had come out of World War I and they were a mess.
Yeah. They were on their knees.
And their democracy was a mess too. I think there was a lot of corruption and things in their democracy.
And massive, again, to the extent that I know that I'm aware of history, but not a historian. And also massive resentment at the surrender, at the agreement they had signed. There was so much anger and so it was easy to prey on. Yes, similar. Trump preying on, etc. Just like the left is preying on, it's all Trump. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think you're right. I think we would all be wrong if we weren't always looking at in making sure, especially 250 years into this, that we're on the right track as a country point. And everything we can do to strengthen our democracy, we should. I share a lot of the same concerns with you, Curtis Perry, but this is luckily any of the guardrails or some of the major guardrails, especially the judicial system, is holding. So, and that's for both sides, by the way, too. So thank you for that comment. Let's see here. Here's another one from Attack Rabbit. Another good interview. Let's see here. Let me pull in the whole thing. Another good interview. You guys are knocking the ball out of the park. I haven't seen an interview that I would have an issue with. Look forward to next week. And this is regarding our meeting last night with Mac Defford. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Mac DeFord. I beg your pardon.
Yes, DeFord, not DeChevy. Yeah.
He's What do you think? He's a good candidate, TJ. The guy he's very South Carolina.
Hmm.
He's got, he talks well. He doesn't get put off.
Nope.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't do very, very well in this.
Hmm.
We might even reach out and see who the leader is on the Republican side in the
Hmm.
primary, and maybe get them on our show too. That might be a nice balance if we
Sure.
can do that.
Sure. I
So,
think, yeah, I think we owe it to ourselves to do that, and frankly, to the integrity of the race itself, you know. And
100%.
yeah, no, but I found him to be, you know, really, he presents incredibly. I mean, and again, you cannot discount looks. He has
Right.
those good looks. He has a trustworthy face. He's a young dad of young kids. You know, lawyer. He's done significant stuff as a town attorney and as a, you know,
Military.
he's been in the flipping
Military.
military. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, you know, from a political communications perspective, that's a winning combination, and he's not an ideologue. Every single thing he
Right.
said as to why this on your platform, why that on your platform. It was all fiscal. It was all about fiscal response. I didn't hear much tax and spend. I heard a lot of tax and spend wisely. I heard, you know, leveling up. I heard giving, you know, everybody an opportunity to succeed. Not everybody guaranteed success, which I would
Yep.
never be up for. So anyway, yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
that guy is worth a look.
he'll be a good candidate. I
Yep.
remember him saying one thing I started laughing at. But he said, we're not really. We were talking about some of the problems, and he said, we're not really known for good roads. And if you go back and look at the video, I start laughing because I have driven on those roads, and I was immediately thinking Alabama. Okay, so
Oh,
it's the
funny.
same shitty roads.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it was good having him on, and
Yeah,
we'll follow that race, see how it goes.
sure.
Let's go to the next one here. Quote, this is from Lisa Savage. Thank you for telling Americans what's really happening to immigrants under the second Trump administration. This is from the political arena we did. Do you remember when we did the meeting with the ICE lawyer and
Hmm.
the woman
Rachel.
from Minnesota? That was a
Yep.
hell of an interview. Oh my
Yep.
God, I learned so much stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was I learned a lot of stuff there, and I mean from my point of view, TJ,
Yeah.
God Almighty, we've got to fix this shit. It doesn't mean that we have to stop ICE. It doesn't mean that we stop going after the bad guys,
Hmm.
but fixing our immigration system because it's obvious that the fucking thing is broken.
It's broken.
Um, that was
It
my
takes
that's my
political
take
will. It takes political
from
will
both sides.
from both sides. Neither side has done it. They've had chance after chance after chance after chance. The answer is obvious. The answer is obvious. You've been here long enough. Let's come up with a number of years that we can all stipulate to. Let's come up with a formula. You're here how many years? How many back taxes do you have to pay? Da 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 da. Learn English. You see, you know, people are going to have to let go of some of their old security blankets. You know,
Yeah,
Republicans are going to have to let go of Republicans are going to have to let go of the path to citizenship, and because they have to, because they're just afraid of these people all being Democrats, but they have to open up their brains a little bit and realize that generally speaking, Hispanics are are culturally
a hundred
conservative,
percent,
and it's a massive blind spot for Republicans. They don't realize how many potential registered Republicans are crossing that border.
100%.
And the Democrats, they need to, like, the blanket they need to let go of is all this virtue signaling. Yes, give in and let's talk about learning English. Let's give in and embrace the idea of some sort of ID and some sort of paying of tax, all that stuff. Each side has to let go of their stupid virtue stuff.
I couldn't agree more. I know that one of the hangups for Republicans has always been learn English.
Hmm.
Okay, learn the language that is predominantly that's
Yeah.
spoken here, and then the Democrats. Well, they've got their own language. Blah blah blah. Well, that's wonderful. Okay, then
Yeah.
they can be bilingual, but
So
the
did the Italians
predominantly
and the Germans who came here at the turn of the last
and the
century,
Chinese,
and the
and so
Chinese, and the Japanese, and the Korean. You know.
so it's yeah. I'm with you on that one, TJ. They need to learn to be bilingual
Yeah.
because otherwise they're going to have trouble just doing things for basic survival here. Going to the damn grocery store, 99% of the people in the grocery store are going to speak English. Okay,
Or
so
driving a tractor trailer.
driving, exactly. It's
You
just
know,
life in general,
yeah,
right?
and by the way, you know it's interesting. You know it's come out of these recent hearings and the recent musical chairs at Homeland Security and ICE and all that. It's interesting. You talked about that. You just mentioned at the top of your commentary about this, about how we should go after the bad guys. I think that is where the vast majority of Americans are, Democrats and Republicans,
Yeah,
including Republicans. I believe
yeah.
Republicans are there in the bad hombres version of go get them. Okay. A lot of bad people, a lot of bad hombres, a lot of bad people. They're worst. Go after the worst. And interestingly, what we've learned is that of all people, the guy who looks like a bulldog, but he seemingly is a cuddle puppy, Tom Homan is the one. Tom Homan, who looks like, a jail warden from any prison movie. This guy is the one who's saying, let me go get the bad guys. And it was Noam who was saying, I need numbers. That's what we're
Or
hearing. She was saying, I
or
need numbers.
Stephen Miller. I would say it's probably Stephen Miller going through
Well,
Norm, but
through
yeah,
her, but she
yeah.
didn't push back. She was happy to deliver that message. But it's Holman, Mr. Tough Guy, who's saying, I don't want the nannies and the au pairs and the waitresses and the dishwashers. I want the bad guy. I want the thugs. I want the drug dealers. I want the
100%.
MS-13. So, of all people, interestingly, Tom Homan is the dove on this.
Yeah, and I will say this too. It may
Mm.
be a Tom Homan. I don't know about a Mullen. We'll see how he works out. But Tom
Oh yeah,
Homan and his change in the ICE tactics might just save the Republicans the Senate. House is gone. House is gone.
Mhm.
That one's written off. But a change in what they're doing and trying to rewrite their messaging on that might help a whole lot of
Sure.
things. But shit, they need to do something.
Mhm.
I think you will definitely be able to draw a line straight from Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem all the way to many Republican losses in districts that they
Mhm.
probably should have kept.
Mhm.
But that's kind of my view on it. Let's see here. Let's go down. Okay, this one's from a few days ago. This was when we were talking about going into the Iran war. Do you remember that? You, me, Michael, and Bill, four of
Mhm.
us, we were talking about the Iran war.
Right.
Okay, so here it is. Okay, let's increase taxes to pay for this and reinstate the draft and increase the age of eligibility for the draft. Most of the folks making the argument for this campaign have not served
Have not
or are
served.
not willing to pay for it. Enough of this shit about Dems are the oh my god, Dems are the problem.
Mm.
Well, you know what? I have some pretty good feelings about that too, and I I mostly agree with him. It's too. I remember seeing this report. It's been a couple of years, TJ,
Mm.
and it showed that the folks that are in the military, it showed it was consistently the same quote military families. It was the same people serving
Yeah.
a
Like
good
cops and
percent.
firemen.
It probably is. I don't know about the cops and firemen. There's the
No,
article
I'm
that
saying
talked
it's
about
it's a generational thing. Yeah. Go
right.
ahead.
Yeah. And so they're pulling from the same families, they're pulling from the same communities,
Mhm.
and it's not fair. And it does seem to me, and I will say this too, in 100% support of this, that a lot of people that make the decisions of whether or not we go to war have never ever served, and their kids are not going to be in this war.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about the Iran war. I'm talking about these wars in general, and they've happened on both sides. So I do agree with him. I think that I think too there would be a lot more hesitation about going to war and I'm not even just talking about Iran. I'm
Mhm.
talking in general. If Americans knew what the price tag really was probably going to be to go into this, okay, we're going to go to war. Your taxes are going to go up 3% or something.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I think that transparency is good. How that will play out in the Iran war, I don't know. I've got Trump derangement syndrome.
Mm,
So anything that he does, I automatically am extremely
mm,
skeptical of, especially with some of the stuff that came out today in the news. And if we get 2 or 3 minutes, we'll try to tack that on the end.
yeah.
But
But let me just push back on what the viewer wrote. Dems are the problem very often. The Dems are just as much a problem as the Republicans. And in this case, what's the history of dealing with radical Islam? Well, you had for at the let's talk about this, new recent era of terrorism since 9/11. Well, you have the left refusing to even utter the phrase radical Islam, right? That was one thing. You and in no particular order, because there's no way I didn't prepare, so I don't know in any particular order. But in no particular order, you've got Obama's apology tour. Obama's tour where he went to the Middle East and basically apologized for us defending ourselves. We have Obama and his red line for Syria, and then his other red line, and then his other red line, and then his other red line. We have Biden and the absolute ridiculously disastrous, fatal debacle of pulling out of Afghanistan on the anniversary of September 11th. What kind of a dopey administration was that? We've got untold. The fact that there was, for the most part, no pushback at all. The October 7th attack happened because Democrats were in charge, because this was the next generation of Obama's false, feckless, impotent red lines. Why not make your attack? Why not jump in your light aircraft and go and murder more Jews than any number since the Holocaust? You've got an empty suit, a vapid windbag, a tool, a puppet in the White House, a puppet of the guy who spent the first few months of his administration apologizing to people like Hamas. So, Democrats are very much the problem when it comes to terrorism.
yeah, that'll be a good discussion for us to have because I disagree with a lot of that, but there is some
What's to
criticism.
disagree? Those are facts.
No,
Those aren't even
I think
opinions.
that you're
Obama was
overpainting
resolute.
it. I
Obama was resolute with Syria,
No, he wasn't. He drew a red line, and so did Trump. Now, Trump
and
did eventually go into Iran, but he didn't until tens of thousands of people died.
did
Eh,
Obama draw a hard line with Iran, or did he send them like several billion dollars to
Okay, so
please
no,
don't
no,
build a
no, no, no,
bomb?
no, no, no. No, that is not true. That is completely untrue. So again, we're going to deal with
Better
some
watch
facts.
yourself. Better watch yourself.
So we'll go look this up and we will talk about it on the next show if you want to. But the money was not sent to Iran. That was money collected
God.
from South Korea for Iran's oil sales because we had them locked down. So
Your
what they
Trump derangement syndrome is really affecting your
this isn't a
rationale.
Trump
Go
derangement
ahead.
center. This is
It
what's
is.
happening.
Listen to that rationale. We
No, no,
gave it to their big brother to hold on to.
that's right.
Jesus fucking Christ,
And
Brian.
then we gave it to I believe it was the UAE, which held that money and could only
Unfucking
disperse it
believable.
with the United
Rules.
States approval.
Unfucking believe during the Obama administration. This is oh please, Brian, honestly, brother. That's tragic. That's tragic. You're
Mm-mm.
actually falling for this line of bullshit that those people were looking out for. Okay. All right.
I love you.
I'm
I love you.
sorry.
We'll talk about
I
that
love
one.
you too,
We'll
but
talk about that one again.
it
But
breaks my heart that this TDS has started to just cloud everything.
all right, let's
I'm more
move
mad
on.
at them than you. Trust me, I'm more mad at the terrorists
Oh
than you.
goodness.
I hate them. I love you.
All right. Okay, so let's talk
Yes,
about just
yes.
just something real quick because we are out of
Yes.
time, but it's
Yes.
something we are going to talk about Monday.
Yes.
The Washington Post is now reporting that the
Mm,
82nd Airborne is packing up. So they would be the first to go into the Middle East. Now, they're not going to
mm,
tell you that they're going to go into the Middle East until they're into the Middle East, right? But
This
the
broke today,
82nd,
by the way, right?
yeah,
Friday.
broke
Today,
today.
Friday
Yeah,
the
that just
7th. Yeah.
yeah, that
6th.
just yeah,
6th.
just broke today.
Uh-huh.
We've lost 92,000 jobs. And let me preface this, yes, because I do have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Um, but this is bad timing because if we're now in a war where gas prices are obviously skyrocketing very, very, very quickly, and you know, we don't have a plan in place for what comes afterwards, and we are, if we are in fact about to send the 82nd to Iran, and our economy is already struggling, this could get very bad. Because if you've got a weak economy before you go into that, or even as you're doing it, this will nail the Republicans in the midterms very, very badly. So we'll watch that. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to talk about that maybe Monday and get your views on it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was a lot of fun. We're going to start doing that from now on. We're going to start.
Let's try to do them a couple. Yeah, every Friday.
Let's do every Friday. What do you think? Every Friday we read weeks of them and we say, okay.
That's a great template. I like that.
Yeah, and get some of those views out there. And by the way, everybody, thank you for responding, whether I agree with you or TJ disagrees with you. We really appreciate you putting it out there and keep doing it. You know, that's what this is interaction with us. TJ, have a wonderful weekend, my friend.
Buddy, God bless you and your family. Have a great weekend. I hope. How are you going to do weather-wise in your neck of the woods?
Oh, it's crappy weather, but that's just Washington until June. So
it's beautiful. I tell you what, though, you live in an area that was just made for cloudy days.
Oh my God,
it is beautiful.
It is the most beautiful state in the country. I know you'll disagree, but
no, I will not. No. I love Washington. I love Washington State. I am envy. One of the most beautiful places I ever went to, and I had no idea. Bremerton. I was in Bremerton.
Oh yeah. It's a cool town.
Absolutely. I couldn't breathe. It was so beautiful. It broke me. I was like, this is stunning.
I have to get you out to the San Juans. I have to get you out to some of the stuff that's out there on the Sound. Oh my God, it's just so damn beautiful. You wouldn't believe it. So we'll have to set something like that up. Everybody, thank you for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Go to YouTube. It's at No Bull Media Group, as you see it right there, at No Bull Media Group. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you like it, and we obviously will read your comments on the air. Everyone have a wonderful weekend, and thank you again.
Be well.
The No Bull Political Arena is on all major social media platforms. Make sure to give us and your host a follow.
Hey everybody, this is Sophia Nelson. Follow me at I am Sophia Nelson on every one of my social media platforms.
I'm Bill O'Reilly, and you can reach me at Twitter at WFBOR.
Hey, this is TJ. Follow me on X or Twitter at TJ McCormack.
This is Brian Mistro, and you can follow me on X at Brian_Mistro, or follow along on Facebook at Brian.Mistro.
A No Bull Media Group member.